today we're going to forego the awards. We're responding to our members. Increasingly, we've been asked how businesses might create safer, more inclusive workplaces. A string of high-profile sexual harassment cases over the last 2 years sounded a wake-up call. For some, a tight labor market prompted others. And many of our members are making changes in order to support women in their organizations more effectively. And it's really been across the board. We've heard this from financial institutions, manufacturers, construction companies, post-secondary institutions, and small businesses.
I think for Cummins, similarly, we've got a long-standing history of strong values, and so we talk about those a lot with our employees, but not just with employees, but also with all of our stakeholders. And so whether it be suppliers or customers or communities, that's something that's kind of very out in front with us. Diversity and inclusion, for example, diversity has been a long time value, and we've added the word inclusion recently.
I think regardless of the size of your organization, I think it's the unwritten policies and benefits that are really what is the core of your organization. You certainly have to have the written policies, the benefit programs, competitive compensation, but every other week we bring in a new group of employees, you know, from, again, across all the different disciplines and professions in the organization. I personally try to attend each and every one of those and welcome and introduce them to the organization, but one of the things I do during that session is ask, well, why do you want to work for Columbus Regional Health?
So we do a variety of overt and covert trainings, both with students and faculty and staff. Being an educational institution, we have the opportunity to bring in a lot of speakers who can speak from their own diverse perspectives. And so we make sure that we have a speaker series that allows for exactly that type of dialogue.
For the most part, I guess I try to lead by example. You know, some of you may know I'm not from here. I moved here 7 years ago, not knowing, my husband and I, not knowing a single person, the only female in my industry. So I knew that if I got involved in the community, this is the kind of community that you can be really successful in. So for diversity and inclusion, I would even broaden that outside of just my office to we really try to do a lot of community work. Much like everyone else up here, but each year we fundraise for a local nonprofit, and it has grown so much. The first year we only raised, I think, $3,000, and this year we're expecting to raise $30,000 for Foundation for Youth. So by the end of this year, we will have donated over $80,000 over the last couple years to all local organizations, and usually we do pick an organization that supports, you know, an underserved segment of our community.
Events like this make me proud to be a citizen of Columbus. It's so great to get leaders from all across the community together to talk about the important issues that make Columbus a great place to live.
No, I thought it was a great event. I think it's an important conversation to have. With Centra, diversity is one of our corporate cultures, but I think, like it was said, that it's got to be in the DNA of the people. It's got to be part of the culture.
I loved hearing what they're doing to make workplace conditions, you know, better and increasingly better for women.
You know, as we look forward and we understand what the importance of talent is in an organization, you know, women make up easily 50%, if not a little bit more, of the workforce. And if we don't have policies in place that make them feel comfortable in our workforce, then we shut ourselves off.